Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. The title of your reading is Progress is Perfection. So again, we're going to figure out what songs or how many shuffles we have to do to get to your playlist. But progress is perfection, and that's actually a really perfect reading for Virgo because Virgos are very analytical. They're kind of known as the perfectionists. This is 14 is the king. So hold on. Someone Else by Rezz and Grabbitz. I love this song. Okay. So Virgos are perfectionists. They are known for being very, very particular, very analytical. The thing that came to mind is if you want it done right, do it yourself. And that is a very Virgo thing. They're very individual, Virgo the Virgin. So with that, the stones that I was drawn to for you was the Amethyst, which again is about peace, spirituality, and purification, and Apatite, blue Apatite, which is about self-expression, motivation, and balance. So I was drawn to both of these. And one's kind of jagged, one's absolutely perfectly round, so I like the dichotomy and the balance of those. But the message and the keyword that I have for you is timeless versus trendy. And trends are what date you. So that's actually a double entendre because trends are what date you, like time-wise, but trends are what date you. It's kind of like, I feel like you can't always figure out what it is that you want, so you kind of go after what is appealing at the moment and not necessarily what you know to be right or good for you. So one of the things about, trends are the things that date you. We are meant to be always evolving. We are meant to change our minds when we find new information. That's, what knowledge and wisdom are. So the image I got, the analogy I have, is somebody is on a mad dash to get their new kitchen done, and if it's really trendy, like they want to get it done super quick because they want to be able to enjoy it, yes, and they want a modern kitchen. But if you get a modern kitchen and you work really, really hard to get it done so fast, you're going to be outdated. You're going to have to redo it again and go through all this struggle and process in 3 years to do it again, because that's the problem with trends, is they get outdated really fast. You can date things based on the trend. I mean, we look at furniture from the 70s now. We look at Shag Rugs and we're like, wow, you can definitely tell it was the 70s. It was trendy then. It was the thing. But it dates you. It dates where you are in time. So my advice for you is to honor the fact that we are meant to constantly evolve. You need to shoot for the timeless concept. Just like all my readings are timeless, you need to, instead of trying to get something done really, really fast, to allow it to evolve and to not be so concerned about getting something done. Now, if your kitchen is in shambles and you just want to have cupboards to put stuff in and a stove to cook on, that's different. And whatever you are, be a good one. Whatever you do, it's worth doing right the first time, yes. But if you are, just trying to keep up with the trends, they're going to be outdated. It's going to be a constant struggle to catch up to yourself. It's very expensive, it's very costly, and it's not something that you choose. Yes, you choose to adhere to the overarching trends, but you don't necessarily choose what you prefer. And that's why I am always going to push for things that are timeless. So it's, something that you slowly are working on that is true to you. It's wholesome is the word that just came to mind. So after that, the image I got is a binder and someone trying to decide if they want to organize their contents of this binder by category, by category and by topic, or in chronological order. It's all loose leaf paper. So maybe somebody is working on trying to get organized. Maybe somebody is trying to, figure out what is best for them. To kind of look at things in, compartments, or to look at things over the span of time. So progress is perfection is your reading. And right now the song Bloodfeather by Highly Suspect is playing. So with that, I'm going to pull some cards and see what comes out. So I always have this goal of doing this 5-card spread, and I don't think I've gotten to 5 cards in any of the readings I've done. So listen to the song Bloodfeather. In the name of love, I'll follow you. So again, I think that's a trendy thing. Maybe the way that you love is trending. and what you love about people changes all too often. What's powering the situation for Virgo? Progress is perfection. Peace, spirituality, purification. Ineffective wanted to flip 3 of Wands. That's planning, persevering, taking a trip, a journey. Maybe you're reevaluating everything you've done. You're trying to figure out where you went wrong with something. If what you were going for was long-term or if it was just appealing. So I'm imagining somebody who's dated a lot of people in the recent past. And that's, you know, a metaphor. It could be somebody who's actually dated a bunch of people in the past, and each of them are really, really different. It's coming in loud and clear. You know what you are. Maybe you know what you want, you know what you need, you know. We have a flipper. So what's powering the situation? The 5 of Cups, resourcefulness. Maybe you're in an area that you don't really feel like you have a lot of options. And you're set on one specific thing. And I say thing, but it could be a person. With invention on the bottom, 9 of Pentacles. And this is also the 5 of Cups in my deck. The 5 of Cups is all about, you know, focusing on what's lost. It's like crying over spilt milk. So maybe you just got to work with what you got. That's what I'm getting. You got to work with what you got. Progress is perfection. Making do with what you have is going to prove. Invention was on the bottom. I just shuffled it away, but invention's on the bottom. So if you're working with what you got, you need to invent new ideas to make the best of what you have. So the 5 of Cups in the card, this is why I need to put images on my card, but not yet. In the card, it's a person who's focusing on these 3 cups. There's 5 cups on it in total. There's 3 cups that are poured out, spilled in front of him. And behind him are 2 full cups that are still standing. So I chose that as my resourceful card because a lot of people will focus on what went wrong in a situation instead of what went right. A lot of people focus on what they lost instead of what they still have or what can be salvaged. So maybe you're focusing on all the people that you've lost through, you know, dating all these people. Maybe you dated them for the wrong reason in the first place, but you're focusing on all the failures. And remember, on my channel, we don't win or lose. We don't fail. We either win or learn. So I think that you need to focus on the fact that you've learned more about yourself. You've learned more about what you're willing to accept. You've learned more about what works for you and what it doesn't. And now you've learned that you are going, you know, you feel this hurt. It's important to sit in your emotions when you feel them. But now you've learned that you recognize it. You've felt it. And you don't want to do this trendy, it looks good, so I'm going to follow it kind of thing. You are looking for more longevity. You are looking for a longer term commitment or opportunity or whatever it is. But for progress to be perfection, you need to focus on the idea that it is a complete journey. It is, you know, it's all about the journey. It's not just a one and done, and nothing in life is. And if it is, it probably isn't going to last that long. And think about all of the exciting things that you've got to experience because, you know, your one and done didn't work out the way you wanted. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but so we have 3 more cards. This is, so what's powering the situation, what's changing the situation? It's somebody else's kindness and somebody else's karma and your research. So I think that it's once you identify what it is that you want. Okay, so I think of the universe like, and the song "Stick Up" by Grandon is playing right now. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Okay. So I think that you know what you want. You're not trying to look cool anymore. You're not trying, and this is what needs to change. You're not going to try to look cool and go after what's flashy and appealing. I think that you are looking for true kindness. You're looking for your Queen of Cups. That's what this card is in my deck. You're looking for your Queen of Cups. And in karma, it's always, you know, what goes around comes around. You get what you give. So now you've learned what you want to go after. And the other thing is easy come, easy go. So all of these things that were trendy, that came to your mind quick, that you were inspired to do really, really fast, easy come, easy go. I think you've identified what it is, what you want. And it may be, so this is also 36, this is also the cross in Lenormand, and that means it's a burden. It's responsibility. And so when you made up your mind, now it's a responsibility and a burden to find what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you want. Because again, maybe you are in an area or you're working with materials that you have to make do with what you have. But you're sick of going down in flames. And once you put out into the world what it is that you want, once you identify exactly what it is, I do feel like the universe is going to fill that order for you. But again, one of the most important things I'm feeling compelled to say right now is if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And that's kind of how you're going to stay out of these trendy cycles, these trendy versus timeless cycles. If it's not an absolute fuck yes, it's a no. So with choice on the bottom, you're going to have to turn down choices. It may feel good, it may look good, it may be flashy, it may be a good idea in your mind. But again, if it's not an absolute yes, it's a no. You're going to have to turn these things down because the universe is going to tempt you to see if you want to enter into cycles that aren't for you anymore, because it is more of the same. And when you see red flags, throw in your white flag. When you see something that irks you and doesn't feel like it's right, walk away from it. And by saying no to what isn't for you, you allow for space for what is for you. And I do believe that something will fill that space. So let's pull one more card for the outcome. That's a lot of cards, but I'll see what we got. So we have intelligence, mania, intolerant, pride, and inspiration. Recognizing the craze that you put yourself in and that you're sick of it, having enough pride in yourself and in your dreams to say no is going to inspire the changes that you wish to see. Yeah. You can't see any of that. Doesn't make any sense to you, but I'm showing you. And the song Blood in the Water by Grandson again is playing. And these are on shuffle, so it's interesting that two Grandson songs came back to back. But I do think that you're going somewhere good. Stagnance on the bottom. You need to, I mean, stagnant's not always a bad thing. For me, I want to say right now, it's encouraging you to stay rooted in what you know you want. Stay stuck, like be a stick in the mud if it's a no. And don't worry about not being kind to other people. If it's a no, it's not for you. And your karma, you know, if you say yes, even though it's something that you don't want or something that you can see being a bad situation for you, just because it's there, karma is going to bite you in the butt. And karma, again, I believe works in threes. So be mindful of the potential for that, because when you know better, do better. When you know what you want, I can't stress it enough. If it's not an absolute yes, 100%, it's a no. Now, there's always going to need to be wiggle room and compromise. But right now, Virgo the Virgin, the sign, you are looking for timeless. And a lot of things are going to try to blow into your world and blow out just as fast. So learn from the patterns and experiences you've had. And if you recognize the same situations, remove yourself. Don't worry about not being kind. That just fell, so that's like a confirmation. Remove yourself, and don't worry about not being kind. Don't worry about, you know, hurting people's feelings, because you're just doing what's best for you. You're honoring yourself. You have enough pride in yourself. Pride is a deadly sin, but it's also, there are a lot of good things that come from it, because you need to have enough pride in yourself and what you know you deserve before you're ever going to get it. So no matter what, don't let somebody push you into something you don't want. Don't let your ego push you into something that you don't want. And again, just because it looks good doesn't mean it is. So Virgo, I hope this helps you. This is all I got for you. See you next time.